and to some Star Wars news. So, sorry, I'm still coming off of Spider-Man, but Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, coming out in December. It's about 3 months away from now. Yeah, it's October. Yeah, no, 2 months from now. Holy shit. Damn, oh my god, this year's flying by. 2 months from now. And I am very excited. I thought that first trailer was great. It was a great tease. I thought that legacy trailer that we got where it showed spoiler alert if you didn't see any of the trailers yet, I'm about to spoil some things. But in the second trailer, which was pretty much like a legacy trailer, we got to see a version of Rey that's Sith. And I thought that looked amazing. From the beginning, when Force Awakens came out, I was like, I would think it would be really dope if Rey becomes a Sith in the end of like this trilogy. I think that would be amazing. But my problem is that since they showed that in the trailer, I can't imagine that being in the movie. Like I could see that being in the movie, but I can't see that being a big plot point in the movie. I think it's either like a vision or like a cloned version of Rey or something like that, or just a plot point that's not going to take a lot of time in the movie. I think it's gonna like be like grazed over like as soon as it happens. It's like happens, it comes and goes. So it's just I don't think it's gonna be that crazy in the movie. I can't wait to see how they go about that route. I may be wrong, it may be, but things like that. If that is a huge plot point, why spoil that in the trailer? It'd be like I said, that was cool. And so we're getting this news story about how we're gonna find out really who is Rey. I think it's one of the writers for episode 9 that came out and said something about this. They were talking about how we're going to learn who Rey is as a character more than like what Rey's origins are, like who's her parents. Because I'm going to say a very unpopular thing, at least in the fan base of Star Wars, the Star Wars community is a very unpopular thing. I love Episode 8, The Last Jedi. I thought The Last Jedi was a great Star Wars movie. Now, listen, all film's subjective. If you don't like The Last Jedi, more power to you. I like to sit down, probably have a conversation with you as to why you don't like it. I love having debates like that. I think it would be great to have a civil conversation as to why you don't like it. I can give you my points why I like it. I won't go over all on the podcast today, but if you'd like to, contact me, let me know, or even leave your comment in the comment section. Just let me know why you don't think The Last Jedi is a good movie. And don't give me all this stuff like that, all because they're trying to be SJWs and because they want to make a lead character a woman, all stuff like that. This, feminism bullshit and stuff like that. Don't give me that crap because I don't believe it. I'm a firm believer that that's not the reason why, episode 8 or even just this new Star Wars trilogy is all about. They're trying to make men inferior, all shit like that. Like, get the fuck out of my face with that. I don't need to hear that stupid shit. That's so ignorant. Obviously, when you come at me with an excuse like that, why you don't like the movies, that's just very ignorant in my mind, because it's just, you don't understand the whole essence of what these movies are trying to be. I'm not trying to, I'm getting way too into it, but more or less, I don't want you to think that you don't like these movies because of some stupid ass political reason. I want you to tell me why, as a story, it doesn't work. Because I think as a story, it works great. It was a very different Star Wars movie, which is what I think turned a lot of people off, because it was very different. And when you do things that are different, it's a risk. And whether it comes risks, it comes either with reward or failure. I felt like it was a reward because I thought it was great. But I digress. With this whole who is Rey thing, people were wondering if, she was a Kenobi, if she was a Skywalker or something else, or she's like a cloned version of Luke Skywalker or something like that, or Palpatine's daughter or some shit like that. So everybody was thinking that we're probably going to get that answer in episode 9. I really hope we don't, because I feel like we already have the answer from episode 8, that her parents are nobody. She comes from nothing, that she became a Jedi because she was force sensitive. That's why she was force sensitive, and she had the will to fight, and she became like a Jedi. Like, what's so wrong with that story? Like, I don't get it. Jedi, just in the history of the Jedi, going thousands of years in the history and the lore of the Jedi, it wasn't based or, meant off lineage. It was based off of, Jedi recruiting young kids because they were Force sensitive and turned them into Jedi as well. So I don't like, why do you need, like, don't get me wrong, if in episode 8 it was discovered that Rey was originally a Kenobi, because that's what I was leaning towards. I was really hoping that if Rey was coming from anybody, she was a Kenobi. That I thought would have been amazing. I would have been so happy with that. More happy than I would be if she was like a Skywalker or something like that. Which I can understand in essence if you want her to be a Skywalker, because this whole saga has been the Skywalker story since episode 4, A New Hope, and then with the prequels, it's been a Skywalker story this whole time. So I can understand the reason why you might want her to be a Skywalker. So, excuse me, but besides that, I think it's whatever. I just hope, like I said, that the answer we got for episode 8 is the answer, and the whole who is Rey thing is like, who is she as a person, her personality, or something like that, or some bullshit. Like, more dive into her as a character than who she comes from type shit. So that's what we got. I think that's cool, whatever. I just hope that episode 9 doesn't become a whole retcon fiasco where they're just trying to fix things and it's damage control and shit like that, because it's another video for another day when I get into this. But there's a lot of things I want to say about some, about that topic, about people thinking that it's just damage control, which I can't wait for The Mandalorian, by the way. And to the people who actually think that Boba Fett was originally supposed to be the Mandalorian in that series, and they changed it from Boba Fett because they didn't want to pay George Lucas any money or something like that, you are just crazy. I would say worse things, but I'm not gonna. I just think you're a little crazy. But it's cool. Film is all subjective. If you like to talk about it, let's talk about it. Leave a comment section. Leave a comment section. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let's talk about it. Moving on.